What's up? We're back. It's been a minute since I was able to record one of these because my freaking microphone died. So today we got a new microphone. We're using the Shure MV7. And yeah, it's working out good so far. Guys, it sucked waiting to do some of these reactions because, waiting for this. But, here we are. Really want to thank you for liking, subscribing, giving me your recommendations for this stuff. I feel like I've been going down a journey, and it's all, thanks to you all. And for some reason, we like seeing people go through a journey that maybe we went, and maybe that's why people like watching reactions. So I really appreciate it. I get it's a little self-absorbed and narcissistic on my point to record these, but you know what? I've been able to connect with some of y'all who are awesome people. I don't know if we would have been able to interact or engage in any other way, so I want to really thank you. Today we are checking out George Carlin, We Like War. I reacted to a George Carlin video last week, but it just ended up being one of the most philosophical things I've ever heard, and it has actually changed me. His words, I can't get them out of my head. And as much as I appreciated that, thank you all for sending me some of his stuff so I can, see what other sorts of comedy he has. So here we go, baby. George Carlin, We Like War. Let's see what's up. I can turn that up a bit. Talk about the freaking, yes. The 80s, 90s? Heck yeah, man. Show is for Sam. New York City. I used to live in Chinatown, by the way, for a long time. Okay, so again, y'all have to bear with me. I've never listened to George Carlin, so okay, he's clearly someone big because he was selling out the Empire State, the Madison Square Garden. It's a big deal. Okay, so back in his day, and this guy was as good as it gets. Oh, yeah, he looks legit. The comb-over ponytail? That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you. And hello, New York. Hello, New York, and thank you.
What the heck do we have going on here? I have closed captions on. What language is that?
Okay. It's been a little while. It's been a little while since I've been here, and a couple of things have happened in that time. I'd like to talk a little bit about the war in the Persian Gulf. Big doings in the Persian Gulf. You know my favorite part of that war? It's the first war we ever had that was on every channel plus cable. And the war got good ratings, too, didn't it? Got good ratings. Well, we like war. We like war. We're a warlike people. We like war because we're good at it. And you know why we're good at it? Because we get a lot of practice. This country's only 200 years old, and already we've had 10 major wars.
Dang.
We average a major war every 20 years in this country, so we're good at it. And it's a good thing we are. We're not very good at anything else anymore. Huh? Can't build a decent car. Can't make a TV set or a VCR worth of fuck.
Everything's exported, yeah.
Got no steel industry left, can't educate our young people, can't get health care to our old people, but we can bomb the shit out of your country, all right? We can bomb the shit out of your country, all right?
And quick.
Especially if your country is full of brown people.
Yeah.
Oh, we like that, don't we?
I react to that because I'm an immigrant, baby. That's right. I'm a Chilean immigrant. I'm brown. Brown and proud. And here, fun fact. So before I moved to America, I lived in the Philippines. Because of my dad's job, we got scholarships to some of the best schools wherever we lived at. So I was friends with rich people. Little do they know we were not rich. I was in scholarship. But hey, I got to piggyback off of their lifestyle. But when I moved to Utah and I went to public school, in the Philippines, I averaged a B, 3.0. And I was working semi-hard. My friends were geniuses. I come here, not once ever did I not get a 4.0. So if you're American, sorry to hurt your I'm not trying to offend here because, I mean, I love this country. That's why I live here. But, yeah, man. I have no idea what the answers will be with education, but to give you some context, that's funny.
That's our hobby. That's our new job in the world, bombing brown people.
Bombing
Iraq, Panama,
people.
Grenada, Libya. You got some brown people in your country. Tell them to watch the fuck out, or we'll goddamn bomb them. But when's the last white people you can remember that we bombed? Can you remember the last white? Can you remember any white people we've ever bombed? The Germans, those are the only ones, and that's only because they were trying to cut in on our action. They wanted to dominate the world. Bullshit, that's our fucking job. That's our fucking job. Now we only bomb brown people. Not because they're trying to cut in on our action, just because they're brown. Now, you probably noticed I don't feel about that war the way we were told we were supposed to feel about that war, the way we were ordered and instructed by the United States government to feel about that war. You see,
Okay, so
I tell you.
question to you, George Carlin fans. So, all right, the last thing I watched, very philosophical, very, wake up, be your own person, profound stuff. And here he's going on this. Was he always like this, or if you have any other videos from his early comedy you recommend I watch, please send them my way. Because here, I do feel his activism. Nothing wrong with that. I'm enjoying this. I'm laughing, but there's something I should watch. I would love it. Thanks.
My mind doesn't work that way. I got this real moron thing I do. It's called thinking. And I'm not a very good American because I like to form my own opinions.
There you go.
I don't just roll over when I'm told to. Sad to say, most Americans just roll over on command. Not me. I have certain rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me. Nothing. Zero. Nope.
All sides.
And I don't take very seriously the media or the press in this country, who in the case of the Persian Gulf War were nothing more than unpaid employees of the Department of Defense, and who most of the time function as kind of an unofficial public relations agency for the United States government. So I don't listen to them. I don't really believe in my country. And I got to tell you, folks, I don't get all choked up about yellow ribbons and American flags. I consider them to be symbols, and I leave symbols to the symbol-minded.
Simple-minded.
I look at war a little bit differently. To me, war is a lot of prick-waving, okay? Simple thing, that's all it is. War is a whole lot of men standing out in the field waving their pricks at one another. Men are insecure about the size of their dicks, and so they have to kill one another over the idea. That's what all that asshole jock bullshit is all about. That's what all that adolescent macho male posturing and strutting in bars and locker rooms is all about. It's called dick fear. Men are terrified that their pricks are inadequate, and so they have to compete with one another to feel better about themselves. And since war is the ultimate competition, basically men are killing each other in order to improve their self-esteem. You don't have to be a historian or a political scientist to see the bigger dick foreign policy theory at work. It sounds like this. What? They have bigger dicks? Bomb them! And of course, the bombs and the rockets and the bullets are all shaped like dicks.
Hey!
It's a subconscious need to project the penis into other people's affairs. It's called fucking with people. So,
Yo.
as far as I'm concerned,
Mind blown, by the way. Never saw that connection, but hey, maybe it's. I don't know. I don't know. Forget. I'll edit that out.
Concerned that whole thing in the Persian Gulf was nothing more than a big prick-waving dick fight. In this particular case, Saddam Hussein had questioned the size of George Bush's dick. And George Bush has been called a wimp for so long. Wimp rhymes with limp. George has been called a wimp for so long that he has to act out his manhood fantasies by sending other people's children to die. Even the name Bush. Even the name Bush is related to the genitals without being the genitals. A bush is a sort of
it's that skull and crossbones in him
characteristic. Now, if this man's name had been George Boner, well, he might have felt a little bit better about himself and we wouldn't have had any trouble over there in the first place. This whole country has a manhood problem. Big manhood problem in the USA. You can tell from the language we use. Language always gives you away. What did we do wrong in Vietnam? We pulled out.
Oh my God.
Not a very manly thing to do, is it? When you're fucking people, you gotta stay in there and fuck them good. Fuck them all the way. Fuck them till the end.
Boy.
Fuck them to death. Fuck them to death. Fuck them to death.
My daughters are watching this. Stop watching.
Stay in there and keep fucking them until they're all dead.
Oh gosh.
We left a few women and children alive in Vietnam, and we haven't felt good about ourselves since. That's why in the Persian Gulf, George Bush had to say, "This will not be another Vietnam." He actually used these words. He said, "This time we're going all the way." Imagine an American president using the sexual slang of a 13-year-old to describe his foreign policy. If you want to know what happened in the Persian Gulf, just remember the names of the two men who were running that war. Dick Cheney and Colin Powell. Somebody got fucked in the ass.
I never would have noticed those connections, dude. That's freaking hilarious.
Thank you very much. Well, tell you what. Now, to balance the scale, I'd like to talk about...
I always love myself a good pun. That's my weakness, by the way. So if you got recommendations for those, also send it my way. Absolute weakness.
Some things that bring us together. Things that point out our similarities instead of our differences. Because that's all you ever hear about in this country is our differences. That's all
sorry.
the media...
I turned on my fan and Rick... Sorry, just noticed I turned on my fan and new microphone. Don't know if it picks it up or not. And guess it does. My apologies.
And the politicians are ever talking about the things that separate us, things that make us different from one another. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They try to divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing, happens to work. You know, anything different, that's what they're going to talk about. Race, religion, ethnic and national background, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do, keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank. You know how I describe the economic and social class?
Oh, man. Dude, he was spinning some truth right there at the end. I'm sure I could find another...
Obviously,
another video to hear on that, because little does he know, or maybe he does. Is he? Sorry, I'm looking it up while we're here together. George Carlin. Oh man, dude, he passed away a long time ago, dude. Freak, man. No, I feel like I missed out on so much with this guy. If only he knew, like, we would keep doing that here nowadays. And it's... yeah, something we still gotta figure out. That was funny, man. I could watch the rest of the special. I hope that gives me a license to just go watch the rest of it on my own. But so far, again, he's a deep thinker. He just really wants himself and all of us to think for ourselves. And then saying, you know, it seems like his comedy is saying the shocking, which is one of the best things comedy can probably do for us. So I can see the genius, and he sold out Madison Square Garden. He's very well respected. Again, if y'all have recommendations of his earlier stuff, please send them my way. It seems like at the end of his life, he was very much more. I'm using the word activist, but I know that's not the right word. But I hope y'all know what I'm trying to express there. thank y'all for the recommendations. It's been fun so far. More Norm, more George Carlin on the way. If y'all will oblige me with some recommendations. Guys, thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing, watching, spending the time, your comments. If I offend ever with something I say, sorry. But I'm going to be myself. If I watch comedy that offends, just how it goes. But really appreciate it. If you notice, there's a link in the description. If this room gives you any idea, having a second kid. So if there's anything you would like to give to the baby with the registry, links there below. But I ain't gonna beg. We're all trying to make the ends meet on our own. So with that, I just leave it with I hope you are doing well. Hope you are reaching your goals. Hope you're getting fit. Much love, man. Till the next one.